On today's show, I'm bringing back a returning guest, and he was on my show back in November of 2019. The company that we're bringing on the show today is Matica Enterprises, Inc., trade on the OTCQB, ticker symbol MMJFF. They also trade on the CSE. If you're up there in Canada, you can find them under the ticker symbol MMJ. And with us today, we're very fortunate and lucky to have him, is the chairman and CEO of the company, Boris Ziger. Boris, welcome to the show.
Real pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me on again. It's always good to talk.
You know, you guys have put out a lot of news since the last time you were on the show. One of the things I really wanted to talk about is the release that you did on Royal Mac's subsidiary. It sounds like you guys got a new Health Canada license on there. And I really would like to extrapolate some more information. And what does that mean for you and the company?
Okay, that's a huge development for us. This has really been what we've been working towards for the last several years. We have 70% of Royal Max now, so we've earned in our percentage. So we are the major shareholder of the company right now. And what Royal Max is, it's a license holder, Health Canada license holder, so we can actually grow and process cannabis now, which is absolutely huge for us. So we are right now steps away from revenue. That's the big news.
That is big news.
That is big news, yeah. I mean,
that's awesome.
Up till now, we've been spending a lot of money. We refurbished an older building. I think we talked about this last time.
We did.
Kind of an interesting story. Yeah, it was an old undercover police station, and it was being used to watch out for drugs coming into the country through the Montreal airport, and actually came with its own vault and everything. And now it's sort of done a 180, and now we're actually growing cannabis in there. So it's kind of an interesting story and turnaround for the building, and it's been a great story for us. We built first-class facility over there. It's a small one. It's 10,000 square feet. It's not huge. It's indoor grow, and we have been growing some absolutely incredible cannabis over there. Our grower, Steve Palladini, he's done an exceptional job with the place, and they've really figured out the subtle nuances. Like every time you're growing in a new building, there's always subtle nuances that you've got to work through, right? And they've worked through that in a really fantastic professional manner, and they're growing some good products. And we're going to be growing some other strains as well. Yeah.
And that's the building
that is the building.
And that's the building that's in Dorval?
Yeah, it's literally steps away
Quebec.
from the airport. I mean, when you walk outside, you can see the planes. So it's kind of neat.
I asked you to come on the show for a couple of reasons. As you know, and it's not really affecting your company, but most of the cannabis companies in Canada and the United States, their stock has been decimated, to say the least. Where is the industry heading, and is the worst over in your thoughts?
Okay, I'm going to put on my stockbroker hat. I used to be a stockbroker before I got into this, so let me change hats for a second. We had our irrational exuberance, you can call it. That's when the markets tend to go up like crazy. And the cannabis market, it really did an amazing job. I mean, our stock went up very high as well, as did many others. Then you had the correction, and the correction just seems to be going and going and going. We've had a lot of challenges in the industry, a lot of regulatory challenges for us, not just the growing, but the regulatory environment has been challenging for us and for the regulator. Let's be honest, this is new for everybody, right? So everybody's kind of feeling things out as they go along.
Right.
And now that it seems that, well, I'm hoping anyway, that the correction is over. It seems that everybody's pretty much hit some sort of a rock bottom. Now you get the inevitable flight to quality. That's kind of what happens in every kind of market. It happened in the .com market. It happens in the resource markets. It happens in every single market out there. And flight to quality, we're hoping that that's us. Quality, usually when you're talking about a stock, it means solid revenues and earnings. You've got to start showing earnings. I mean, that's the key. And
Absolutely.
That's where the smart money goes. The smart money at the moment is sort of doing a review of the landscape, and you're picking your targets right now. You're picking who is going to actually thrive in this market and who's not. and you're placing your money accordingly. And we think we're one of those.
And where do you see the biggest challenges facing your company and maybe the industry itself?
Biggest challenge right now is getting through the growth period of the retail market. The retail market is sort of bottlenecked in this country in a large way. There's not enough outlets for our product. That's a huge issue, I think, and that's being addressed.
I agree.
It's being addressed really well now. I mean, the Quebec market, we're a Quebec company, so we're based out of Quebec, and it's government-run stores similar to the alcohol, the SAQ, what they have over there, run by the SAQ, actually. And they're starting to put up more and more stores, and they're actually really nice stores. Their product pricing is very good. Not so good for us, but good for the consumers. And as soon as they get more stores out there, that's going to effectively deal with the black market. And Ontario, the biggest province, I mean, Quebec is the second largest province in the country. Ontario is the biggest. They're running into the same challenge. They're developing their stores and they're getting up there. Now, some of the smaller provinces, they've actually done a better job. And they've got a lot of stores opened up. And things are moving quite well there, but they're smaller provinces, so we really do need Ontario, Quebec, and British Columbia to come on in a big way, and it is happening. I mean, it's just a matter of time right now. I mean, government always figures it out, right?
Absolutely.
So, and they figure it out. They're figuring it out. They're doing a pretty good job now, and that's going to get rid of the bottleneck at the retail level, which means a lot of the surplus that people are talking about, it's going to go away. It'll get eaten up, and you'll have more outlets. And I think you're going to see an increase in sales and an increase in revenue for everybody.
What do you think the landscape looks like for your company in the next, say, 2 or 3 quarters? What's next for you guys?
Okay, what's the big thing for us? And again, this sort of addresses what we were talking about before: is quality. And not just quality of the stock. I'm talking about quality of the product right now. That's another thing that the industry is facing right now. There's mediocre product out there, and there's a lot of it. And we want to show that we can grow very, very good product. And in fact, all of Quebec can grow very, very good product. Just as good as what they grow in British Columbia, which is sort of the benchmark for everybody in the world, really. So that's going to be a big challenge for us. We want to make sure that what we're growing continues to be really a high quality product, and when the consumers actually try it, hopefully soon, right, with all the regulatory stuff. But as soon as they try, they're going to realize that this is a good quality product, and the products that are coming out of Quebec, especially the craft growers, are very, very high quality products, and that will develop a following and a brand. And that's what we need. Branding is going to be our key. Branding is kind of difficult in the environment we have, but we're going to do it, and I think we're going to do it well. And you do that by having good quality products.
Boris, I want to thank you for coming on the show today. The company that we're highlighting today here is Matica Enterprises, Inc. You can find them on the OTCQB under the ticker symbol MMJFF. Also, if you're up there in Canada, look them up on the CSE. You can find them under the ticker symbol MMJ. I want to thank you for coming on the show. I believe that you guys are in your very early stages of growing. I'd like to hear that you guys are about ready to come out with revenue. And congratulations on getting the new license from Health Canada. Hopefully you'll come back on the show here in 40 or 50 days and give myself and the listeners an update.
Oh, I would absolutely love to. Thank you so much for having me. And when we do come back, we'll have a lot more to talk about as well. So thank you so much.
This program is entirely sponsored and produced by La Jolla Media LLC, which is responsible for the content. The opinions and information provided on this program are for educational and research purposes. Stock Day encourages all listeners of this program to do their due diligence and research when determining investment strategies that will work for them, or to seek the assistance of an investment professional.